and welcome to another Quickies with me, BigBear. Today I'm reviewing Swords of Ditto by developer OneBitBeyond and published by Devolver Digital. This is OneBitBeyond's first game since they were established, and hopefully being picked up by Devolver Digital will stand it in good stead, as they've been known for publishing some great indie game titles such as Hotline Miami, Ollie Ollie and Enter the Gungeon. Being picked up by such a big name publisher for your first indie title is impressive, so I was looking forward to playing Swords of Ditto. Swords of Ditto is a delightful rogue-lite action RPG that is a playful take on the traditional good versus evil plotline. It can be played solo or with a friend with its couch co-op option. It provides a great challenge regardless of how you play. It is however a shame that there is no online co-op function, as this would be a great title for it. Swords of Ditto is a game where you take control of an inhabitant on the island of Ditto. It just so happens that you turn out to be the chosen hero of Ditto, also known as the Sword of Ditto. Kinda gives it away in the title. The hero is randomly generated, and you can take various forms with each playthrough. My personal favourite is when you get to play as the little robot. As the chosen Sword of Ditto, you realise that your purpose is to overcome the emergence of the evil sorceress Momo. In your adventure, you are accompanied by the rather absent-minded dung beetle, Quickie, and to be fair, he is full of the brown stuff. Quickie likes to pop up at random points along the journey and give some advice and guidance. Most of the time it's just a pain in the ass. He does, however, provide some light-hearted humour, which adds to the charm of the game. The island of Ditto is procedurally generated, so with each adventure it is completely different, and makes a replaying of the game as satisfying as playing it for the first time. And this is something that you will do a number of times, especially if you're trying to complete it fully. Each adventure has you exploring a delightful overworld of Ditto. You'll explore various locations with lots of different enemies, grind for money or items, and the game has you exploring dangerous and puzzling dungeons, all in order to improve your hero and obtain the mystical toys of legend that will assist you in defeating the evil Momo. In each adventure, you can make a choice if you want to head straight for Momo's final dungeon and take her on, or if you want to spend the time to level up and rid the world of her magical anchors. With each anchor you destroy, Momo becomes much weaker, making a final battle that much easier. But be warned, each adventure is bound to the next, so if you are defeated by Momo, then the island of Ditto will suffer for the next 100 years until Momo is reborn. This in turn will also make your next adventure more difficult. If however you succeed, then the inhabitants of Ditto have a peaceful 100 years, and because of this, Ditto prospers. One of my favourite things about this game is that the towns and villages will change visually depending on whether you succeed or not. The game has a really satisfying fighting mechanic with various weapons to take on the hordes of Momo's army. You can use the traditional weapons of an RPG, such as a sword and bow, or you could use the less common approach and use the toys of legend, some of which are a vinyl record which is used as a frisbee, a bowling ball, or a devastating yo-yo of death. There are many more toys of legend I still haven't used, even though I've played through the adventure a number of times now. One of the really nice mechanics in the game is it makes you use each weapon to progress through the more difficult dungeons and complete the puzzles found within them. Definitely gives the game vibes of the old school Legend of Zelda games, back from the heyday on the SNES. To be fair though, any Zelda game since A Link to the Past can be thrown in the bin as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, what of it? The dungeons can range from single rooms to a couple of rooms with enemies, right through to complex dungeons full of enemies, puzzles, treasure to find, and secrets. And these can even finish with a challenging boss fight, which can end your adventure prematurely if you're not careful. But because I'm a pro gamer, this didn't happen to me once, honest. Nobody else saw that? Yeah, cool. Moving on. You also collect stickers along your journey, which will give your hero different abilities and improve their stats. These can also be traded with other inhabitants of Ditto, and this can help you get rarer and stronger stickers, which help you take on Momo. There are also other collectibles to gather on your journey, which fill you in on the past of Ditto and the origins of Momo. The art style used for Swords of Ditto is utterly delightful, has a great child-friendly charm. I love the various different environments that have been created, also just the little details for each distinct location. For example, as you go deeper into the island, the normal grass you cut down turns into more lush vegetation that you can cut through. Also, the item drops will change depending on your proximity to various zones. So if you find yourself in the zombie-ridden city on the island, then you'll likely pick up green vials of antidote as you defeat enemies. Whereas if you're near the King's Motel, you pick up red jewels that the owner collects. These drops act as currency for those zones, and you can gain some of the more powerful items in the game from farming there. The soundtrack for the game is as equally delightful as the art style. It certainly enhances the overall charm of the game, and in particular, I really enjoyed the use of the kazoo in the score, especially given the fact that the kazoo is also used in the game to initiate the fast travel system. Overall, I absolutely loved Swords of Ditto. It has an amazingly fun, childlike charm that is very well detailed and has enough elements to want to replay again and again. It has a good level of challenge, but at the same time can be played by all members of the family. It is a little disappointing that there isn't an online co-op mode, as this is a great antidote to the high octane multiplayer games we're used to playing these days, and this would be a great way to wind down. I would give this a very respectable 8 out of 10. I've had this game now for quite a while, and even though I've played many AAA titles in that time, these have fallen off the radar once I've finished them. But I've always found myself coming back to play Swords of Ditto and complete yet another adventure. One of my favourite elements of the game is the mechanic that each adventure leaves a legacy that affects your next playthrough. I would highly recommend to anyone who loves the older top-down Zelda games to give this a go. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. I know you're really disappointed. Let us know what you think, especially if you've tried Swords of Ditto for yourself. Also let us know if you have any suggestions of great indie games we should check out, as we're always on the lookout for great games to play and to showcase that don't get the attention they deserve. Stay safe out there, everyone, and we'll see you all for the next Quickie. See yous later.